Let's be real. Building a personal brand feels exhausting. People keep saying, just show up, be visible, post more content, and you're like, great, because creating more content was exactly what I needed on top of running my business, serving my clients, and having a personal life. And the worst part, it feels like there's no other way. And if you're not constantly showing up, staying relevant, and putting yourself out there, what's gonna happen? Right now, it seems like the only ones getting traction are the ones who treat content like a full-time job. And if that's not you, of course you'll start wondering, how am I supposed to attract clients without spending all my time online? But here's the truth. You don't have to build a personal brand the way they say. There's a smarter way to attract clients without turning into content machine or feeling like you have to prove yourself all the time. It's called becoming a trust magnet. And today, I'm gonna show you exactly how. Because here's what nobody talks about. We're now in a trust recession. People are skeptical. They've bought courses before. They've read the books. They've been burned by gurus who overpromise and underdelivered. So why they should trust you, right? How do you make people see that you are the one who can actually help them? The answer is not by being louder, not by posting more, not by chasing trends, but by tapping into your magnetic energy that pulls people in, so when someone finds your content, they just know you're the real deal. You know that person who walks into a room and without saying a word, they just own the space? That's what I'm talking about. When you're a trust magnet, people don't need a hard sell. They feel safe with you. They know you're the right person to guide them. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to become that person using my 3-part framework. By the end, you'll know how to establish credibility so people see you as a trusted expert, not just another person online selling a dream. Attract clients who are actively looking for a solution and trust you enough to take that next step, and create content that builds real connection and leads to sales, not just likes and comments. Let's dive in. The first pillar of being a trust magnet is being authoritative. Being authoritative is not about collecting titles or hanging a wall of framed certifications behind your Zoom calls. Because if that were the case, every person who has a PhD would be a billionaire. But they're not. Because true authority comes from conviction. Especially if you're in the personal development or healing space, trauma work, nervous system regulation, or holistic health. People here are not just buying a service. They are calculating risk. At a subconscious level, they're asking themselves, is this the safest, most reliable option for me? Will this actually work, or am I going to waste my hard-earned money again? Is this person the real deal or just another expert making empty promises? If you want people to choose you, you have to remove that perceived risk. And the way to do that is to build a rock-solid conviction in what you do. Now, there are 3 levels of conviction, and if you want to work with more clients, hit your revenue goals, and scale your business, you need to reach the top. Level 1 is credentials. This is where most people start. You have certifications, a formal training, a degree, an MBA, maybe even a well-polished LinkedIn profile. That's a solid start. But let's be real. People don't invest just because you're certified. They want proof that your advice actually works. Just because someone knows you're certified doesn't mean they feel safe investing in you. Why? Because they've seen plenty of professionals with credentials who didn't actually help them. Which brings us to the next level. Level 2 is personal experience. At this stage, you're no longer someone who studied how to help people overcome their challenges or get results. You're someone who has done it. Maybe you've built a successful business, achieved a top-level career success, or maybe you've personally struggled with PTSD, anxiety, chronic illness, or burnout, and spent years trapped in survival mode only to find a way out. So now you help others do the same. This personal journey adds depth to your credibility. So when you say, I know how you feel, it's not just a marketing line. It's the truth. And people can sense that. But here's the limitation. Just because you healed yourself or got results for yourself doesn't automatically mean you can help others do the same. Think of someone who overcame depression through meditation. That's incredible, right? But does that mean meditation alone will work for everyone? Not necessarily. Personal experience is powerful, but healing is deeply individual. What worked for you may not work for someone else. And that's why the highest level of conviction is not about you. It's about the people you've helped get results. Which leads us to the final and most powerful level of conviction. Level 3, you have proven process and client results. This is where you're not begging for people to trust you anymore, you're commanding it. Why? Because at this stage, you don't just have book knowledge or personal experiences, you have a proven, repeatable process that works across different people, demographics, and conditions. At this level, you have case studies that show real and tangible transformations, testimonials from people who once doubted you and swear now by your methods, and a clear process that takes someone from point A to point B not just once but over and over and over again. This is when the conversation shifts. Instead of people asking, "Will this work for me?" they start saying, "How soon can I start working with you?" People today are more cautious than ever when investing in their health, healing, or personal growth. And so the stronger your conviction is, the safer they feel. And when people feel safe, guess what? They buy. They buy fast, they buy now, price in full. The second pillar, how to become a trust magnet, is to be aspirational. A lot of people think that aspirational means just posting motivational quotes. But let's be real for a second. Motivational quotes are like cotton candy. They are sweet, airy, but gone in just few seconds. Yes, they give a quick dopamine hit, but there's no real substance, right? Especially if the person sharing these quotes is not actually living by those words, not backing them up with real results, or hasn't walked the path to earn the right to lead others. So no, being aspirational is not about posting cliches. It's about having a clear vision that others can see themselves in. Or like having a North Star that guides not just your content, but your actions, your offers, and the way you show up every single day in your business. And for me, that vision is simple. It's to help you build a highly profitable, soul-aligned business doing what you love. So every piece of content I create, every strategy I share, every offer I promote, it all stems from that mission. What about you? What's the bigger vision that drives everything you do? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Okay, now you have a clear vision. That's it? You're done? People will simply follow your lead and want to buy from you? Nope. This is where most people get it wrong. They think that simply talking about their vision will inspire people like, "I want to help people become the best version of themselves." Or, "I believe anyone can achieve success if they work hard enough." Or, "I want to create a positive impact in the world." Sounds nice, right? But let's be real, everyone says that. The messages that actually moves people, they don't just inspire, they take a stand against something. They are willing to say things that not everyone will agree with. They polarize people. Think about Batman. He doesn't just believe in justice. He enforces it, even if it means breaking the rules. Some call him our hero, others call him a criminal. But no one ignores him. And that's how you become a true aspirational leader. By taking a stand so strong that it builds a loyal community around what you believe in. And when you take a stand, some people will love you for it, others might push back. But the ones who align with your vision, they'll trust you deeply because you're not just another person posting motivational fluff, you're leading and you're showing up with conviction. So ask yourself, what do you stand for? What do you stand against? Because that's what will separate you from the noise. The final pillar of being a trust magnet is to be authentic. And let me tell you, this is where things gets interesting. Because when it comes to showing up online, people tend to fall somewhere on a spectrum. On one end, you have the authority overload crew The one with fancy credentials, armed with impressive titles, and overflowing with expertise. They're polished, professional, and undeniably brilliant, but they share nothing about themselves. No struggles, no quirks, no behind-the-scene chaos, no personality, just pure intellectual perfection. While their knowledge is solid, something feels missing. They're like that one professor who knew everything but made you feel like you were talking to a textbook instead of a human. Then on the other side, we have the oversharing enthusiast, the one who turned their content into a 24/7 reality show of their entire emotional landscape. Every fear, every setback, every existential crisis, posted, documented, dissected. Their content is basically a public therapy session. And hey, vulnerability is powerful, but let's be real. There's a fine line between authenticity and emotional dumping. Because if every post feels like an unfiltered diary entry, people may resonate, yes, but they might not trust you enough to lead them. Okay then, so what's the solution? How do you build genuine trust so people not only believe in you, but actually buy from you and support your business? How do you balance expertise, vulnerability, and influence without losing yourself in the process? Well, you need to integrate your shadow. Yeah, I said it. Your shadow. The part of you that you don't always want people to see. Because real authenticity isn't just about showing up raw or relatable. It's about embracing your wholeness. Your shadow is made up of the parts of yourself you've rejected, hidden, or suppressed. The things you were told were too much or not enough, the insecurities, the failures, the messy middle of your journey. And ironically, that's the part that makes you magnetic. Because people don't just trust the perfect you. They trust the real you. The one who owns both their brilliance and their blind spots. So here are a few questions you can ask yourself today. What parts of yourself do you hesitate to share because you fear judgment? Where are you holding back because you think you need to appear a certain way? What past struggles have shaped you but you've never talked about publicly? And lastly, how can you own your imperfections instead of hiding them? Now that I've shared 3 pillars of becoming a trust magnet, authoritative, aspirational, and authentic, let's get real. You need all 3 to expand your influence. You can't just be authoritative and aspirational but not authentic. That makes you distant and unrelatable. So you're just a technical expert. Also, you can't just be authentic and aspirational but not authoritative. Because then, people love your energy but don't fully trust your expertise. And lastly, you can't just be authoritative and authentic but not aspirational. Because then, you're knowledgeable and real but you don't inspire people to take action. So, if you want to truly expand your influence and help more people, you need to integrate all 3. Be the expert, be the inspiration, be the real human being that people can connect with. And that's what makes you a trust magnet. If you find this video helpful and you want more guidance on how exactly you can become a trust magnet, schedule a call with me and let's map out a game plan together. How? I leave my booking link in the captions below. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more contents on how to build a highly profitable, soul-aligned business doing what you love. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.